Good morning, retail traders. We got to a higher level today. I hope you were able to watch the pre-market video that I did this morning. It's a real nice one, turned out real good. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the post-market video of the SPY, the IWM, the SPX, and the QQQ with the SQQQ. Sneaky snake trading strategy. Please hit that like, subscribe, and ring that bell for me. We're going to hit the SPY right here, first one off the bat. Now we called this trade out and run it up to the 200, and then we called it back down here to the bottom of the June lows. Now we broke out of those June lows and we're popping up into this Darvis box. So the part of the strategy is the sneaky snake strategy, and we've got a resistance to hit if this run continues. And I'm going to show you the first trend line that I look at. I'm going to magnify this up a little bit. Take the body of this candle right here, run it into that next body right there, extend it to the right, and bam, runs right into that 21. So that's going to be a hard resistance, and we almost hit that thing today from this call this morning. There's a lot to learn in these videos. There's always something to learn. This here's a Darvis box, and here are the three black crows, and then we had the widow window right here where she jumped up and run into that 21. Now my trading strategy is I use moving averages and I use chart patterns. So I'm going to color this box in, but I'm going to show you where we took this trade to. It was to the first crow right here on the body of that candle. I'm going to draw a trend line right on it. $379.87, and I think we closed pretty much right around that. We are now at $376.99, and we had a $377.09 close. So that's part of that Darvis box. I'm going to call that the pivot point. It could go up a little bit higher with that wick, and that would be right in there, that invisible line right in there, and that's perfect. That's the pivot point, and I'm going to go ahead and draw that in just to have it in here right there. Shut that off. Then I can see that 381.74. That's what we got to break, but it runs right into that trend line that comes down, so that's going to be a hard resistance to break. If we break up to that high, I think we can pull back again. We almost had a tweezer bottom here, and the low that I was talking about this morning was right there at 372.33 in that area. Now this is the Darvis box, so we're going to color that in. And that's our goal, is to get to the top of that box. And then there's the bottom of it right there. So we're in the pivot point channel. We hit that first trend line, got real close to it. So we can consolidate, come in here like we did today, and have a real good pullback. I get the beach trade done within 15 minutes of the first hour of the day. So our low support I still want to hold is going to be this 372.33 on the body of that first candle right there. And the resistance that we need to break tomorrow is going to be that 378 close at 378.21. I'll try to get as close as I can. I probably won't hit it again. We'll just say 378. If we can bust past 378 tomorrow, I think we can ride this on up to 381.74, and then you'll have some kind of resistance at that pivot point in this Darvis box. And then if it's a day like today, we could automatically just keep running on up. But we've had our 3-day run. 3-day run, and we almost hit that resistance off that 21 SMA. So that's going to be my hard resistance to break. If it can't get past that 381.74, we'll just kind of consolidate for a couple of days until next week, and then have a pop up to the 51 EMA, which will be the top of this Darvis box. Now I'm going to draw a trend line, and it's going to be on the bottom of the body of this second crow, right there. Our target 389.38 long. If it breaks the 21 SMA on the daily, that's the SPY. This one here is going to be the SPX. Another great trade today. We've got that Darvis box right here. The same kind of thing. That 38.37.90 is the pivot point inside the Darvis box, and that's what we got to try to hit, is that 21 SMA. If we break that 21 SMA, we can run it up to the 51, but the same thing goes on here. We got to take this trend line, run it to that next candle, extend it to the right, and it runs right into that 21 SMA. So that's a double confirmation of a hard resistance inside the pivot point of this Darvis box. Support level, no lower than 37.25.41 to hold to keep this trade bullish. We did pull back to that this morning, and that was a beautiful trade. Beautiful trade. Took it all the way up to that pivot point area, to that 37.91.54, to the previous closed candle, and got out of the trade. Took it from here off the 9 and run it up and took it off to the top of this candle. And so our 21 EMA on the daily time frame is your hard resistance, and that's going to be the SPX. If it pulls back hard tomorrow, just wait for the breakout of the snake. What do I mean? This is called the breakout of a snake. I'll show you right in here. I've had one guy follow me, and he's hit 3 home runs in 3 days, and all he's done is follow this trade. You take that to that body right there, run it back down. Once it breaks out of the snake, it'll pull back, create a higher low or a double bottom. You need another confirmation maybe, and then it'll run back up and have a boom. That's just saying that we're looking at the 1 minute time frame when we're drawing this up, if you're in here for a day trade or a scalp. Swing trade, same thing. This would be a swing trade. You want to pull back, find the neckline or something, and then boom. So that's how, once it breaks out of the trend, that's when you got to start getting interested and start playing it smart. QQQ, same thing. You've got the Darvis box right here. We're talking about the same candle. We found resistance from the previous day high. We can run this up and hit that 21 SMA, and that's at 285.83. The 21 SMA on the daily time frame, and the support level will be that low support again. We're going it to hold, and that's going to be off this third candle on the body of that at 275.06. That comes back down here to that low support. Personally, I want to keep it tomorrow above this candle right here. So we're going to adjust this support, take it off there, and we're going to realign it with the body of that candle at 277.92. Right there. 277.92 needs to hold to stay bullish. If not, she can definitely drop back down here to 274.41. But I want to keep it at 277.92 and break of a resistance tomorrow at 282.30, and then run it up to the 21 SMA at 285.83. I used the moving averages as a support. Was the 9, would have been a great entry. Called that out this morning. With a resistance to break would be the 21 SMA. The last one's the IWM. Same kind of scenario. We did break that 52-week low and we're holding up well. So there's your Darvis box. There's your 3 black crows, your inside window. And we're going to go ahead and draw these 2 box channels in here. We did break a little bit below, but we did hold that 9 EMA that I talked about this morning. And that's going to be your solid support. As long as you stay above the 9, you're still bullish. If you're under it, you start to get bearish and you play this lower channel. For right now, we're going to use it on the body of this second crow. And we're going to draw a trend line right there. And that's going to be your solid support for tomorrow. 174.22. Resistance to break is going to be that 21 SMA. And right now, we're going to run it up to the body of this candle. And that's at 176. Actually, we should go ahead and we closed right at the body of this here second crow at the tweezer. And that was right at 175.07. We did hit that today. So the same scenario, we want to keep it in the 9 and break the 21 SMA. And then we run the trend line again. From the body of this candle right here to the body of that one. Extend it to the right. And that's your hard resistance again right there at that 21 SMA. So you've got a lot of confirmations that this needs to pull back tomorrow. And if we have another knife like we did today, you're going to make a ton of money. A ton of money. Let it do the snake like I showed you in that previous stock. And if it breaks out of that channel, boom. So we need to hold the 9 and break the 21 SMA. And then if things get dark or if things get real nice, you've always got this SQQQ to play. Now I'm going to clear this chart up. This trade out perfect today. We bounced off that 21 and we run into the 9. Just the opposite. We bounced off the 21 and run into the 9. Now, for it to be bullish, we got to break the 9. As of now, we're still bearish because we're under the 9. So if it holds the 9, the 21 strongly, we'll run it between that channel and hope we can break this resistance if we're having a bad day. If we're having a good day, this thing can pull back and hit this 51 SMA right here. 51 EMA. 51 EMA at 48.48. Somewhere in that area. But your channel of support basically is going to be right here at the W right there. Pretty close to that. That's a pivot point. It's a reflection point. So if we have a good day, this thing can drop to the 51 at EMA if it does not hold the 21 SMA, and it can break the 9 EMA and run on and be bullish again if we're having a bad day. So that's it. I hope that makes some sense to you. If you keep watching them, you'll understand my strategy and how I trade it. Again, you got the snake, you got the breakout, you got the pullback, and you got the boom. Identify the snake, take the breakout, pull back to the 21, and boom. And that could happen snake, breakout, pull back, boom. Snake, breakout, pull back, boom. All throughout that chart. I wish everybody a great day. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Sneaky Snake Trading Strategy, and I'll do another one. I'll find a couple stocks in the morning and do a special 5 or 6 minute clip on them too. Have a great day. Retail.